Good evening. Myself, Professor Sangeeta Gupta from CBIT Hyderabad. In my previous videos, I have shared my opinion about the von Neumann architecture and Harvard architecture. I have also explained about the Flyn's classification. Today, we will try to understand the differences between computer architecture and computer organization. Computer architecture is basically referring to the design of all the internal workings of a computer system that include CPU, the central processing unit, memory unit, and various other hardware components. Computer architecture involves the decision about organization of hardware, such as the instruction set architecture, the data path design, and also the control unit design. Architecture is concerned with optimizing the performance of a computer system and ensuring that the instructions are executed at a faster rate. It is a functional behavior of a computer system. It only describes what a computer does, but it does not speak about how a computer does. An architecture is fixed to design a computer system. For example, we have the instruction sets, we have the registers and different data types. Architecture and organization together constitute memory organization, instruction cycle, bus system, hardware and software of a computer, various addressing modes, different instruction formats, and the microarchitecture system. Even the functional units play a prominent role in assisting the organization and architecture. In short, computer architecture just speaks about what a computer does without talking about the implementation and inner details. Coming to computer organization refers to the different operational units and the way in which these units are interconnected to implement the architectural specifications. It basically deals with how the components of a computer are arranged and how they interact with each other to perform the required operation. The implementation of architecture is briefed as organization. In short, computer organization describes about how a computer carries out a particular task. Organization of a computer is decided as a later phase after setting up the architectural design. For example, the physical units such as peripheral devices, circuit designs all form a part of computer organization. So, computer architecture is categorized into two major architectures. First one is the instruction set architecture that speaks about the hardware, registers, instruction formats as supported by various different architectures like 8086, 80x86, etc. And the hardware system architecture, which focuses more on the hardware components and their layout. There are different other types of computer architectures in addition to instruction set architecture like microarchitecture, client server architecture, single instruction multiple data architecture, and multi-core architecture. So the major components for any computer architecture are the main memory or the memory system, where you have main memory and secondary memory. Then you have the central processing unit, which comprises of the control unit and arithmetic and logical unit. And we also have the input and output devices. Now let us look into this one after the other. CPU is the central processing unit. This unit is actually the heart or brain of the computer system. This unit basically performs various arithmetic logical operations and input output operations. So the arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, logical operations like and or not, and various other input output operations in a serial manner. So whenever the instruction is there in the CPU, instruction will be executed only in the arithmetic and logical unit of the central processing unit. There are three phases that an instruction goes through while it has to be executed. That they are the fetch phase, decode phase, and execute phase. Coming to the another component, that is memory. So memory is the place where information is getting stored. Without a memory, we cannot store information and hence computer cannot function properly. This memory is also used by the operating system of a computer and hardware and software. There are two prominent types of computer memory. They are the primary memory as shown in the figure here, where RAM, random access memory, is a class of primary memory, and we also have secondary memory where we have hard disk, floppy disk, pen drive, etc. So the main differences between the primary and secondary memory are: primary memory is said to be very expensive, whereas secondary memory is cheaper. Primary memory is faster and more efficient than the secondary memory, while the secondary memory is slower and less efficient. This primary memory is directly accessed by the CPU, whereas secondary memory cannot be accessed directly by the CPU. Primary memory is volatile in nature, that means it stores information on a temporary basis, whereas secondary memory is non volatile in nature. Primary memory has a limited storage capacity that can be overcome in the secondary memory, which stores large amount of data. Primary memory does not have any moving parts and in fact it is fixed, whereas secondary memory has moving parts. Memory is power dependent in case of primary memory, whereas it is independent of the power in case of secondary memory. Also, the memory is integrated circuit based in case of primary, whereas in case of secondary, the memory is magnetic or optical disk based. Primary memory consumes less power while secondary memory consumes more power. Also, the data is stored temporarily in primary memory, whereas the data is stored permanently on a secondary memory. Coming to another important component, we have input device. So input device is the one which feeds data and instructions into the computer. Some of the input devices that are widely used by the computers to feed data are keyboard, mouse, trackball, joystick, barcode reader, OCR device, and digital cameras. Then we have different output devices which are available in the form of soft copy and hard copy. So output devices are the ones which gives information from a computer and to provide that information to the outside world. So this output information can be available either in the form of a soft copy or in the form of hard copy. Soft copy, it requires a laptop, and hard copy does not require any laptop. Editing is difficult in the case of hard copy, whereas editing is easy in the case of soft copy. So, as per the feasibility and convenience of a user, the required output devices, either hard or soft, can be used. But to summarize, we have seen the differences between computer architecture and computer organization. Then we have also seen about the various components of a computer system that constitute the functional units of a computer, like the input unit, output unit, memory unit, and the central processing unit. Thank you. I request you to please share this video to all students and subscribe to the video. Thank you.